Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth episode of The Experimentals. Today is more like a continuation of the previous episode. Let me show you what we created in the previous episode. So we have to go to experiment 3. This was a creation at the end of the video. As you can see, it is the image reveal effect. And as I promised that in the next episode, I would be working on it further to make it even better and usable. So I did come with an idea, and you can see what approximately would be our end result. So this is what I came up with. Although I know there are a lot of things that could be done, but still this was one of the ideas that came in my mind. So let's begin. So I'll obviously begin with creating a folder. Let me first take down this, which I'll write experiment 4, and obviously inside would be index4.html and style4.css. To save your time, I'm not going to create the everything that I created in the last episode. I'm not going to recreate it to save your time. So I'll simply copy and paste the code here. So copy, close it, and paste. Also save it, and I would also change here to 4. Save, and now we'll open style3, which was a CSS file. Copy, close, and paste it here and save it. Now let's see that did it work as intended. Yeah, so here we are with the same effect as I've copy pasted the same code. Now first of all, I wanted to rotate. So what I would be doing is I'll go to the image container, add a transform, and rotate. I would be giving it a rotation of not more than 90 degrees. So here I would be giving 0 degree value, and I would add a transition. In case you don't know what transition is, it is simply that what we want to change in how much time and in what way. I would simply write all because the only thing is transform. I can also write transform, but I just prefer doing it this way. So ease in out, and now we'll go to image container hover. Also, as a fact, I would like to do one thing, which is I would change this image hover to image container hover, because simply image container is what contains our image div. So we can't give some property to it that way, because you can't just give such properties in CSS, like the div that is contained inside another div, and you want the outer div to be affected when inner div is hovered. It isn't how things work. So just some slight changes, and now I'll simply do that hover thing here only. So dot image container hover, and now I want it to transform, rotate 90 degree. So let's save it, and now let's check it. So it is rotating now. As you can see, it does rotate, but the image is also rotating as it is a part of the container. So we have to change the properties a little bit. So as you can see, are the image properties. So here I would be putting rotate again at 0 degree because we want it to be in line with the div. And now we would be doing this thing that here you can say I would be giving rotate, and I would give a value of minus 90 degrees so that it revolves in the opposite direction. Let's save it. Let's see. As you can see, the image. Wait, I have to do some things. Okay, the problem is that here in the image one, I have given the value 6 seconds. I have to give 3 here. Let's save it. Let's check it now. So as you can see, the image remains straight and doesn't rotate on either side, which is what we want. Now I also want to make the image a bit more larger. So what I'll do is take the value to 1.5. Let's save it to see how big it gets. Approximately how much I want it to be. I would say I would go with 1.3. Okay, so save it. And now when we do it, yes, that's how much I want it to be. Now we also want the image to become circular. For that, I would be doing a simple thing, which is give here border radius. Okay, and the border radius will remain at 0. But when we hover on it, which is here, we'll make the border radius to become 50%. Okay, so now when we hover on it, as you can see, it turns circular. I would love to change the picture. Like, it is a randomly generated picture, so I can simply reload it and the image will change. Later on, I would be adding this image. I have already downloaded it, but I haven't yet added it. Also, you would have noticed that I had some text written over there, which was simply hover. I simply took it from here. I would be showing you how to use Google Fonts also. We also want that these overlays should have a changing color, like I was having the red and blue color. So for that, first I will find what the hex code of the blue color is. I liked this color, so I'm going to take this color. I am simply using an extension called eyedropper. You can get it on any browser. So I'll click on it. Pick color from web page, and you can see that it is displaying the color here. Whatever the name of the color is. So it is 97E5C8. So we have to go to overlay. Wait, here. Nine seven E5C8. Yes, that's the color we wanted. Let's save it and let's check how this color looks once. As you can see, this is the color. I won't hover on it or it will change. And the color is looking good. So I'll also give the same color, but no, I'll just simply copy the color for now. And we would remove this. So we have to give an animation, and I would name the animation color 1 second is and out. We have to give the same property to this ones, like the squares that are properly visible. I have named them in a really absurd way. Like I named first the overlay, then over, and then alone lay. And I know it is not at all good naming. So I can show you that how the naming is done. So these boxes are named lay alone. These ones are named the overlay, and this ones are named over. Okay, so I know it is not good naming. Don't blame me, I was out of ideas that at that time. So now I'll give it an keyframes. Keyframes are simply that how you want the animation to go. So I'll give color 0%, and now I'll simply write background color and paste the color we found at that time. Now 100%, it simply means that how you want the color to be at 0%, which means at the beginning of the, you can say, animation, and what color you want at the ending of the animation. Background color. Now I remember the hex code of red, so I'll just simply take the color red. Okay, so I've saved it, and you can see the color is changing. The problem is that I didn't use infinite or alternate in the animation, which I'll show you now how it works. So here I had to write infinite, which means it should keep going, and alternate. Alternate simply means that it will start reversing the colors. So now you can see that it is reversing the colors, and it is like a never ending one. The same thing is required for the div I named lay. So I'll just copy it and paste it there. Paste and save. So you can see both of them are working, although in a weird manner. And what is the reason? Yeah, now they're working in line. Like maybe it was due to live server because I updated it at the 1 second delay, because of which it was having that significant looking delay. So you can see now the colors are changing and it is looking better. Now I'll also change the image because I'm not liking them. I've got that image downloaded, so I'll just take it and put it in experiment 4. So I'll simply write the name with which it is saved. I just didn't change the name, so it's the same as per the internet. So now you can see that the image is changed. I just took a sci-fi pathway because I thought that I want to make it look like a gate only, like in a space shuttle in a game such as Nova Legacy, or a Star Wars reference can be said. Now, I also want to tell the user that you have to hover on it. Also, I like to make these overlays also rotate. So I'll do one thing. I'll also give them a transform value. I'll simply copy and paste it from, like, we know where it all started. So I'll browse. So I'll copy it, go to overlay. Okay, we need not add that one because we have already given the value 45 degree as transform. So all we have to do is take the value from the hover ones. I'll simply start writing here rather than, so rotate, and I want even them to move at a 90-degree. So I'll write 135 because they are at 45 degrees already. So I'll copy it, paste. Now I'll go to lay and now I'll save it. So now when we hover on it, everything rotates. Like the door is collapsing on itself to open and vice versa. And it does look good. You can add more colors. Like I thought these are the best ones, but I think I'll still change the color because it isn't that much eye-catchy according to me. So I'll find some other color. Or maybe I'll just zoom this one out and now I'll find the color. Okay, maybe it isn't supposed to work that way. So it's lagging. These are the times when you realize that how much of a headache a sensitive mouse can be. Ow. Okay, it's 2DD 3D7. We are changing the colors to 2DD 3D7 and hope so it looks better. Ow. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Not gonna lie, it does. All okay. I know what the perfect color is going to be. Pick color from the web page. Okay. So this isn't even required. So the actual color we wanted was 4 and 5 times F. This is the best possible color because it is of the color that the image belongs to. And more things that we can do are, first of all, I'll add the text, which I also showed in the preview kind of thing. I'll simply name the div text and now I'll write hover with an exclamation mark. And as it is inside the image container, you can write it anywhere, like, or we'll write it at the end only. So dot text, first of all, we'll give it the perfect width and height, which is, although it's going to be 100%, but still at least give it. Then I would give it a font size. Also, wait, I'll first tell you how to use the Google Fonts. I have felt that This is looking quite sci-fi one, so I took this. So you have to simply, let me show you since the beginning. Okay, so select a font, click on whichever type you like. I like this one, so I'll click select, click on this one. And now you have the link, like this goes in the HTML file, and this is to be used in the CSS file. You can also use it in other languages by using this. Simple as that. So let's copy it. And now the import will go here. So paste and save it. And now the other one goes here. Save it. And you wait. I'll just increase the size first. So I'll give it the value 48 pixels. 24 will look too small, so I'm using this. Okay, we haven't given it some place. First of all, display flex, justify content center, align item center, out. And then comes position, absolute, top, 0, and left, 0. Save it, and most probably it would be visible now. Yeah, you can see it, but because of the color, it isn't that visible. So I'll do color, and it will have the color white. Save. And now you can see it. We can also increase the font size further. So I'll go with 96. I'm simply doubling it. No, that's too much. So I'll go with, instead of 96, I'll go with 72. Save it. Yeah, now it's quite better. Now I also want this to only appear when it turns red, because I want to show, like in the sci-fi movies, red color symbolizes emergency. So it only appears when there is an emergency. I know that makes no sense, but I'm just trying to make some. So animation, I would name it. No, I'll not name it color. I'll name it opacity. And I'll give it 1 second. And now I'll give it, obviously, ease in out, alternate, and infinite, so that it keeps going. Also, I haven't added the property opacity here, so opacity 0. Now I'll again write the keyframes. So keyframes, opacity 0%, and here the opacity would be 0, and at 100%, and at 100% the opacity will turn to 1. So save it. Let's reload it. And as you can see, when the color turns blue, it disappears and appears back when the color turns red. We also like, if I hover over it now, the hover will still, like the text would still be visible to us. So to remove this, what I'll do is use visibility, and I'll give visibility not hidden, I would give it visible, and I'll add a transition. So transition I would again give all 1 second, and now it will again be easen out. Now when image container hover dot text, then visibility will become hidden. So let's save it and let's show you how it works. This is how it will look before hover. And when we hover, this is what happens. The word hover disappears because we no longer needed it. And when we go back, you can see that hover reappears. Also, I would suggest you to, like, as you know that I've created kind of 3 classes of overlays. I'll show you. Like the first class is overlay itself, then I named it over, and then I named it lay. I would suggest to always keep the over one of the same color as the background. And I'll also show you the reason behind it. Suppose we know that by default color is white. So if it was white, this is what it would look like. I don't think it looks promising at all. Although I myself do not like the white color, but still it doesn't even look that good. So I'll give back the black color, and now it looks good. Or you can do the vice versa, like if we inverted the colors, then also it would have looked good. Not that good, but at least it wouldn't be as bad as it is without a matching color with the background. So we can do multiple more things, like give some grayscale effect, like provide some filters of brightness, grayscale, etc. to the image, or make it glow or something. But I'm not going to do that. To be honest, I'm not going to. Although I will do one thing, like let me open the image once. You can see that the entire image is this. So what we can do is, like, it is more of an experiment only. You know that the width is 300 currently. Yeah. We can increase the height and the width whenever it is hovered. And I know it is not felt like a good idea, but I'm here to experiment. So what's the worst that could happen? So I'll give width. Suppose we give 600 pixels. Let's see what rubbish is found. Okay. It is still looking good. And what if we give 1000? Although I know my screen is not going to show the entire 1000 pixels. If the image lasts till 1000. Yeah, this is also looking good. Wait, let me go a bit further. Maybe things get even better. I don't know. Whoa. This really looks good. Although this isn't usable, but for practice, it really looks good. And just see how the transitioning is happening. Although it doesn't look like a door at all, but still it is looking good. Also, the best use I can suggest you for this effect is, like, if you created a portfolio website, at that time you need to have your image involved. So you can simply create this, and when the person hovers over it, then it simply reveals your picture. That would look impressive. To be honest, it will. you can also like make some minor tweaks in it and make it more usable. Like this is till where my brain took me. Maybe I get further ideas and I create more on this same effect. Maybe I just leave it for you to figure out multiple more things. Also, you can suggest me that what else do you want to see with this effect. This may be my last video with this effect. I'm not saying it surely. If I get some idea, I would be making more. So, thanks for watching the video. Meet you in the next video. Till then, bye.